My name is Bud. I've been a professional game designer for about 3 years. I sold rights to a board game, went over to Vietnam, led a company with 3 other people, had about 50 employees there. Went to the Philippines, took a break, and then came here and started doing some consulting, and just like to share what I know. So, this event is sponsored by the Game Crafter. They provided a lot of the pieces that you see up here that we'll be using today in our workshop. A little bit of context. When I talk about game design, there's 3 major different categories that I put that in the context, at least myself. I think about the really big studios, where a game designer is literally just game designing, right? They're going to have specific artists, they're going to have a lot more titles. People are going to be wearing one hat, is what I call it. And if you go to the indie side, so you got about 4 people on the team, there's not a lot of production value for a game designer. That game designer needs to know how to develop and code, right? Just to give an example, when you have your production cycle simplified, you're going to have everything that's pre-production, and that'll include concept, design, just generally pre. Then you'll have production, and you might have maybe marketing and launch something. Right, just a basic overview of everything. Should have done that outside of it. Okay. The game designer is going to be super busy here, working with outside clients, internal clients, investors, CEOs. He might not be speaking directly with them, but it's better if he is. You might have a producer, right, who interacts with the CEOs and the investors specifically. It's his job to really represent the team, keep the money flowing. But it is really good if you're part of those calls somehow, so that you can really get their full idea, right? You don't want it to, it's like whispering in one person's ear and him telling the next person, the next person, the next person. The more people that get in the way, the more chance of confusing what the actual vision of the product is. So, design-wise, game designers start very high in activity here. As they start to pick up though and go to the product phase, production, they're going to taper off, and unless they have other skills, they're not really that useful for the production team, except maybe back towards the end when you get back to balance and tuning.